Welcome back. Okay, the bike of the year. We've been through the route, we've been through the judges. But what about the bikes? Now look, as we sit here, we have no idea what has won because all the judges' votes are not in. But we've got a fairly good idea of what could be a contender and what's a bit of an also-ran.
Yeah, and it's easy. Well, let's first get out of the way that of the 9 bikes, there is not one that isn't bordering on absolutely superb. But we do get a general impression, and I've already formed my own voting ideas. There are several that simply aren't in the running for overall honours, and the first of those I'd have to say is one of the adventure bikes, that's Suzuki's V-Strom 1000. Very pleasant, very nice, primarily a road tourer. It just didn't light anyone's fire, did it?
Not really. Look, I mean, it's unfair, it was up against the sort of supposed king of adventure bikes, but the price is on its side.
Yes, that's its major draw card in the mid-130s, which is significantly cheaper than the opposition.
You're looking at an 80,000 rand saving.
It's not enough though, is it? Obviously it isn't enough to raise its stake, so I think you can, look, we may be surprised, but I'd say you'd count the V-Strom out.
Yeah.
The same thing goes for one of the naked bikes, which is Kawasaki's Z1000.
Funky styling, a lot of people love the engine, it's very hard ride. I don't mind it, but it's not.
Well, exactly. You don't mind it. It's hardly a strong recommendation. I don't mind it either. It's not one of my favourites. I'm not a fan of the styling. I'm not a fan of the
you're not
finish.
15, are you?
Yeah, well, exactly. And I think the motor, although good, still a little bit vibey, which a 4-cylinder bike really shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Again, price isn't so bad, but judging from the other judges' reactions, I'd also say that isn't in with much of a shout.
It isn't. Another bike which I'd actually really love to see right up at the top, but I don't think it's going to be, is Yamaha's little MT-07. It is a very nice bike, beautifully put together. The engine is really sweet, the chassis is very capable, and it's not a bike that's going to intimidate you. For a beginner or a commuter, it's actually perfect, but it's just in the company that it's in the competition, it's not quite, even though it is a brand new bike.
It is a great bike. I mean, I reviewed it for the show a couple of months ago now, at the launch in South Africa, and it is a great bike, but the route we had, to be fair, kind of put it at a disadvantage. It's not one for big open roads, it's not one for high speeds, it's not one for long distance comfort. It is a great bike you would choose for a commuting option and for having a bit of fun on some days. So, a bit of a disadvantage there, and to be honest, I think its greatest drawback is its price. It's about 95 grand now, and that's too much, especially when its sibling, the MT-09, the triple cylinder, which was also in the bike of the year, is about 110 to 115.
Which makes a lot more sense value-wise. Again, a brand new bike, the MT-09, which
with a new motor for Yamaha.
Brand new motor, brand new chassis. I mean, that really makes it a very strong contender for overall honours. Unfortunately, I mean, it's up against what I consider the 3 kings of this competition, which are the BMW S1000R, the KTM 1290 Super Duke, and the BMW GS Adventure.
Yes, to me, I can't see the Adventure making it. It is deeply impressive, but for me, in terms of new bike of the year, yes, it is a new Adventure model, but look, underneath it still is a GS with the same sort of engine and electronics package, and effectively it's that bike but with a big tank and some other trinkets.
It's a dressed up standard GS, which won last year, obviously.
But it did prove massively popular, and you can't argue with its incredible capabilities.
I mean, it is a fantastic all-round bike. I mean, people were saying it is basically 3 bikes in one.
Yes.
You know, that is the beauty of it. The S1000R and the KTM, no.
Very close. Look, coming into this competition, there is no doubt KTM Super Duke R, the new 1300cc V-twin, which I've ridden and reviewed and is utterly amazing and fantastic in every possible way, suddenly didn't look that good when you rode it back-to-back with the S1000, which really is as close to perfection as I've ever felt from a naked bike.
And really, how new a bike is it? I mean, KTM have been doing sort of big, leery, naked super
but
bikes.
It's still a biggest ever V-twin in a.
But I mean, there's power, everything, really.
No, but it's combined with amazing brakes, a sweet handling chassis, one of the best looking naked bikes out there. Look, it's in with a big shout, and so is the S1000, because that really is.
The S1000.
I mean, that's got so much electronic equipment, with your quick shifters, your heated grips, your electronically adjusted suspension,
Cruise
Cruise control even, yeah, it's a strong contender. But we glossed over the MT09 in the same way. That's a strong contender. It's not as decked out in technology, but that has price on its side. You're looking at 170s, 180s, 190s for the hopped up, really sporty naked bikes. Talking of which, there was one there which I kind of thought it'll just go unnoticed. Ducati's Monster 1200S.
I tell you what, that was the bike, apart from the two, you know, the BM and the KTM, that everyone got off and went, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just got that something, that sort of, that glamour factor about it. It's a Ducati, it's a gorgeous looking thing, it sounds amazing, even with the standard
and it
pipes
goes
on.
amazing. I rode it over long time. My goodness me, what a handling package, and what a great punchy motor, and also stuff full of electronics. Again, with it being the S version, that's 200,000 rands worth of bike for a naked bike, so it'll be in the running.
It'll be in the running, and of course don't forget the other Ducati, the 899 Panigale. If it was looks alone that would win, then that is it by a country mile, but it's not only looks.
Hardcore sport bikes appeal to a certain class of rider. There are a few guys on the judging panel who didn't really like it, although once they'd ridden it down to 22, as Clinton PNR from Superbike magazine said, there is no finer bike among these 9 finalists for going down that road.
It's just a lovely thing.
But it's a narrow focus, isn't it?
It's too narrow for this. It's going to get votes, but it'll be down the...
It's only the second year of the competition, but it's already way closer than I ever anticipated. There are 3 or 4 potential winners, and we've got no idea, as Harry has said, but while you're watching this, it's actually the Amid Expo motorcycle show weekend, and you need to get down there, because Harry and I, each day, Friday to Sunday, will be announcing the winner. I can't wait.